how are you going to acquire more customers? I think that's what's really the question. It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing, but what would work for you? Once you really start to know what you need, then you can start focusing on that. You can start then re-engineering a really specific goal to help you define that. The number one most important thing that you can do for customer acquisition is experimenting with your authenticity of yourself on video. It's like video is still king, and all of the signs point that video is only going to be in higher demand in the next 3 years than it has been in its entire existence. If you can communicate something that you know in 15 seconds, flipping up a camera and not having anything fancy, that is going to help your brand awareness more than anything else doing one fancy video a week. It's just developing and executing that strategy based on the knowledge that you do have in order to increase the number of customers that you have.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the show. I'm your host, Candy Valentino, and I am so excited that you are here today as we dive into the topic that every business owner, every entrepreneur, every investor, every founder needs to master, and that is customer acquisition, developing a strategy in order to maintain consistent sales. And it doesn't matter if you're starting out in business in your early years or you are growing and scaling. This is something that will be forever in your business journey. And so I want to talk about how we can master customer acquisition, how to develop a strategy, and how to achieve sustainable growth so that you're not leaving your revenue to chance. Because as business continues to evolve, customer acquisition will always be forever the cornerstone of any type of scalable, sustainable business. And I've worked with so many founders, even good, really, really good entrepreneurs that are great at what they do. And sometimes they get a little bit of a challenge because they're so good. Because if you're really good at what you do and you have word of mouth and you have referrals doing a lot of your marketing for you, it's hard to understand that most times, not all, but generally speaking, most times, word of mouth referral marketing is not scalable. So we need to be measuring a few other metrics in order to be able to turn the knobs, if you will, the valves on your business in order to understand your customers so that you can always go out and get more of them. That's number one. Step one is understanding your customer. Before we start to go down this customer acquisition strategy building journey, having a deep understanding of who your target audience, your target customer is absolutely essential. Having a very detailed buyer persona that encompasses demographics, pain points, aspirations of your potential customer is a foundational step that will enable you to tailor these strategies to really resonate with your customers on a more personal level. Now, obviously that's very high level, and I'm going to get down into the last part of this episode in the step by step, but I just want to cover the overarching parts. Step two is making sure that you're diversifying your marketing. Now, I say diversification. I don't know whose quote this is, but I believe it's Charlie Munger. Yes, that's who it is. I think it's in my book. Charlie Munger, which is Warren Buffett's right hand, says diversification is oftentimes diversification. Diversification is oftentimes diversification. And that can apply to marketing because oftentimes people think they need to go really wide and broad. However, their audience is only hanging out in a few different places. Their customers are really coming in from just one or two or maybe three sources. So although we want to embrace a diverse approach on marketing channels in the beginning and really getting into different social media platforms, different content marketing, email marketing, maybe influencer campaigns, once we do that, casting that wider net, we need to then see what's working and eliminate what doesn't, because there's nothing worse than spending time on, say, social media when really all of your people are searching a blog and they're on Google. Knowing where your customer is after you diversify your marketing channels, and then instead of going wider, going deeper where they are, will increase the chance of you taking prospects and nurturing them into loyal customers. Number 3 is personalization. Now, I know this has lately been a buzzword if you've been kind of scouring the internet and reading a lot of business articles, but in a world inundated with so much marketing, with our humans now having the attention span of a goldfish, personalization is really still the secret ingredient that sets successful businesses apart from the rest. And it's far more than just addressing your customers by their first name. It's really about tailoring your content, your approach, your offers, your interactions to align with individual preferences and your customers' behavior. Leveraging data will really help you do this, and it'll help you segment your audience, your customer list, and really deliver targeted messages that resonates and drives connection more quickly. 4th in this lineup is nurturing and relationships. The customer journey doesn't conclude really at that point of first purchase. It really extends beyond, because the cost of acquiring a customer will always be more than what it is for an existing customer to buy more from you or buy more frequently. So building relationship with that existing client will always prove to be far more valuable. You can also personalize your email sequences, personalize your blog posts. Again, we're talking about that personalization word again, having exclusive offers with your existing clients so that you can foster those relationships, increasing the likelihood that you might have repeat purchases and more brand loyalty. And you guys know I'm always talking about data. Oftentimes entrepreneurs bring so much emotion because, we're so intimate with our businesses and it means a lot to us. And so people often allow their feelings to be facts, but what really are the facts in your business is the data. And data is really the linchpin, if you will, of an effective marketing, of an effective customer acquisition strategy. By analyzing your key business metrics and diving into conversion rates, customer acquisition costs, really knowing what they are, as well as understanding your customer lifetime value, your CLV, you can gain so many insights that will really allow you to fine tune the approach of how to not just acquire a customer, but how to keep them with you for a lifetime. This data-driven decisions is what I really want to bring home. That is the key of understanding your business and being able to save money when you go out to acquire more customers and really start to scale. So always refer to the data when you're looking at growing, when you're looking at scaling, and when you want to really increase your revenue and acquire more customers. And lastly, customer feedback. Again, another data point depending on what metrics or KPIs you measure. But a growth catalyst for success is and always will be customer feedback. It's really an invaluable resource for really refining that strategy, right? We sometimes test and find out what our customer acquisition strategy is and what really works. But the only way to refine it and get better is to gather customer feedback through surveys, through reviews, through social media engagement, and even just listening to the concerns and suggestions that come up from your customers, because this feedback can really help you refine your products, your services, understand your entire customer experience and how you can make it better. And it will pay dividends in building a loyal customer base that will buy new offers, new products, new services from you when you release them. And if you're in a position right now where you are operating off of a lot of referral-based marketing, if you're operating on a lot of word of mouth, then you have a lot of data to go off of. Gather that customer feedback, understand what they really like about what you offer, survey them, review them, find out what exactly that they enjoyed, what made them become a customer so that you can go find more customers just like them. Because if there is one thing to master in any business, it is mastering customer acquisition. It's a non-negotiable. Understanding your audience, embracing personalization, diversifying your marketing until you can really go deep into where your customer lives, making sure that you're nurturing those leads, using the data, not feelings, and knowing that you can't do all of this at once, but you can at least take one of these steps right now and start implementing it into your business in order to start navigating the path of customer acquisition and really pave the way for more consistent sales in your business. Now, I'm going to streamline this into a few steps. So if you are taking notes or you want to share this with someone on your team, here are a few steps that you want to make sure that you get clear on. One, it's defining that target audience, identifying that group of people that are most likely to be interested in your product or in your service or in your offers. What's their demographic? Where do they live? What are their pain points? What do they love? What are their preferences? Understanding that person, your audience, your avatar, will help you tailor the customer acquisition strategy to really resonate with them. That's step one. Step two is have clear goals. Really know what your customer acquisition goals are. Sometimes in business, we have so many customers that we're acquiring that we don't have the bandwidth, the team, or the processes to go out and get more. And that might be okay for where you are right now. But if you're looking to acquire more customers, or if you need to pause, whatever it might look like for you, make sure to determine what that goal is. How many new customers do you want every month? What is the conversion rate or your target revenue that you're looking to achieve? And have those clear goals, the precise goals, whether it's revenue-based or number of customers. That will help guide your strategy. And it is amazing when you really start to speak and put it out there and talk with your team and have it written down, have it on paper in front of you, what your revenue goals are and how many customers that you want to service or help. It will have a greater chance of happening because you're so clear on the vision. Step three, choose those correct channels. Make sure you understand where your customer is, what marketing channel, what lever that you need to turn, whether it's social or content or email, paid advertising, events, networking groups, whatever it might be. Make sure that you focus on the channels where your audience is most active and so you don't burn through money. And then step four, create that compelling content, whether it's video or photo or blog posts or infographics, whatever it might be, making sure that you're addressing back into step one, addressing that target audience with their pain points, providing solutions, how your service or products are solutions for them, and showcasing the benefits, the payoff that your product or service delivers. Step five is that buzzword. You're going to hear it more and more. Personalization. Utilize the data that you have about your target audience and personalize messages and offers. Tailor your content, address unique needs. Personalization will always increase engagement and conversions. I think it was Gary Vee way back, this was years ago, that I heard him say when he was starting to run A/B testing on content, he would do something that says, hey, if you're a business owner, we're having an event. And then he would talk about the event. Hey, if you're a business owner in New Mexico, we're having an event. And every single time, even though he would run 50 different A/B testing with all of these different states, the ones that were specific, that just said, hey, New Mexico, or hey, Texas, or hey, Vermont, always outperform the ones that just said, if you're a business owner. Personalization does not just need to be a handwritten note card or saying your customer's name over and over again. It can be crafting your content, your emails in order to be very specific to cut through the noise and engage with that customer. Number 6, optimize your website and your landing pages. Your website, your Instagram, your Facebook page, wherever your customers are coming from, whatever is on that site, the landing page, the website will be the first point of contact for your potential customers. You want to make sure that that website is mobile responsive, is user friendly, is up to date. And if your customers are coming from Google, you want to make sure that you got SEO in place and that you're creating dedicated landing pages for those specific things that you're selling or offering. In our ever busy, ever growing world, we need to make it easier for browsers or visitors to become customers. And that is going to happen wherever they're coming from. So if they're finding you on Google and jumping to your website and your website is out of date or it's not responsive or it's not easy to use, more than likely they are going to jump off of that site on to somebody else's. Number 7, make sure you have some free resources, which are lead magnets, available in order to get people into your world, in order to get browsers, visitors, or potential customers to start to get exposed to who you are and what your company offers. You can obviously then nurture them through email marketing or text marketing or other channels. But having a bunch of lead magnets and then testing to see which ones bring in the accurate clients that you really want want will end up bringing a lot of new eyeballs into your business, which then can eventually become lifetime customers. Number 8, nurture the leads. Develop a lead nurturing strategy with automated emails, automated text, whether it's education based. You want to make sure that you're constantly nurturing that lead in order to take them from a top of the lead funnel to something through consideration and then purchase. Providing valuable content to those new leads will introduce them to your product or your service and its benefits. Number 9, I actually spoke to the former CMO of Chipotle, and this was one of the things that he said you could do to take your customers from the top of the funnel to a purchaser more quickly, and that is leveraging social proof. Whether you're showcasing positive reviews or testimonials or case studies or user-generated content, not just from you, that will build the trust and credibility from your potential buyers far more quickly. Social proof is the thing that will ensure a potential buyer that other people had a positive experience and it's not you just tooting your own horn. If you do nothing else from listening to this podcast, it would be to go out to your existing customers and gather more testimonials. If they won't get on camera, have them do a written testimonial, have them fill out a Google review, a Yelp review, wherever your reviews are, wherever your customers are coming from, Amazon, wherever they are, make sure that you have customers filling out reviews and talking about your products and services so you have to talk about them less. Number 10, monitor and optimize. Unfortunately, a customer acquisition strategy is not a one and done. It's an effort that is continual, and you have to use key metrics like your conversion rate data, like your click-through rate, like your return on ad spend, your ROAS, like your customer acquisition cost based off of all of your marketing and sales expenses. You want to use these insights to really find what exactly your customer costs and then how to make data-driven decisions to continually refine that strategy to have better results. And last, but certainly not least, this is not easy. I know so many entrepreneurs that want customer acquisition to be consistent, but it is so tough in order to develop a strategy and a campaign that you don't have to constantly adapt and evolve. Well, here's the thing. You're always going to have to adapt and evolve. You're always going to have to pivot. You're always going to have to stay informed about your industry trends or what your competitors are doing or any changes in the market or even in just consumer behavior. Knowing that it's an ongoing process and understanding that it will require experimentation, it will require failure, it will require you to sometimes question what it is that you're even doing. That's how you know that you're at least taking the steps forward to more consistent and greater sales. All right, guys, you are amazing. I know you can do this. I am cheering you on every step of the way. Look, building a business takes time. It takes effort. It takes commitment, but it is worth it. Until I see you next time, keep building that strategy. Thanks so much for tuning in and spending this time with me. I'll see you on the next one.